What's fucking up, guys? Chad Molyneux here with the Chad Molyneux Fitness YouTube channel. And what the fuck is up? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is fucking awesome and enjoying their day. So as promised, guys, over this course of this week, we're going over and breaking down every single macronutrient there is. If you guys don't already know, or you haven't watched this previous video on carbohydrates, one of the three macronutrients, carbs, proteins, and fats, I posted that one on Monday. It's the video before this one. So make sure you guys watch that before you watch this one about protein. So protein is one of the three macronutrients. You could argue that there's four macronutrients, but we're going to stick with the three: carbs, protein, and fats. The fourth that is arguable is water, but we will not get into that. So what is protein? First, we should probably talk about that. Protein. All right. So one, it's a macronutrient. Two, there is 4 calories per 1 gram of protein, okay? Just like carbohydrates, except the difference between proteins and carbs is that carbs is our main source of energy in our body. Protein is not usually a source of energy unless we are in a starvation state. Protein has other functions besides energy production. But with that being said, you can overeat protein. There is a possibility, just like any other macronutrient, that if you overeat that macronutrient, it will be stored as energy or fat in the body. So yes, you can overeat protein, and yes, if you do overeat protein, it will be stored as fat in your body. So that's probably something you guys probably haven't heard before, a concept that you guys probably haven't heard before, but I just wanted to put it out here to start this video. Okay, so let's go over the 2 reasons why you need protein. Reason number 1 is for functional reasons. So proteins make up majority of the cells in our body, okay? So one of the cells that I wrote down in the body, for example, is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is something in our bloodstream that carries oxygen throughout the blood. So when you're working out, hemoglobin is what is carrying oxygen to those muscles so that those muscles can use that oxygen for energy for aerobic exercise. Aerobic exercise being like running, cycling, swimming, things of that nature. So hemoglobin is one of the many important cells that uses protein, or that is a protein in our body that is doing functional work other than just building muscle. We have tons of these proteins also in our brain, also in the enzymes in our stomach, breaking down foods so that we could use the foods for energy. So proteins are an extremely important thing to be consuming just from a functional standpoint. So along with a functional standpoint, we also have a structure importance for protein. So this is probably pretty much what you guys already know about protein. So structurally, protein is in our skeletal muscle. So biceps, chest, legs. It is making up our skeletal muscle. It's also making up our skeleton. So bone and muscle is made up of protein, more so muscle than bone. So muscle is the majority made up of protein. So something that I heard, a good comparison was, sorry, I keep referring to all my notes that I've written down just so that I can make this video the best that I can. So getting back on track, a good comparison that I heard that is, if muscle is considered to be a skyscraper, then protein is the building blocks of that skyscraper. So when we consume protein, it is broken down into amino acids. Those amino acids are what is used to create, build, repair, and replenish muscle tissue so that we can continue to build new layers of muscle tissue. Okay, so now that we understand why you need protein, what protein is, here is 2 concepts that I wanted to go over about protein. Concept number 1, the fractional growth of tissue, the fractional growth of muscle. So this refers to the necessity of amino acids to build muscle tissue. So Okay, so pretty much if amino acids are not available in the body to rebuild muscular tissue, then our body will look elsewhere for amino acids. And where else is it going to look? Where amino acids already are, which is in our muscle tissue. So for example, after a chest day, if you normally consume a lot of protein after chest days, but you don't normally consume a lot of protein after leg days, on those leg days, our body is going to be looking for amino acids. So where is it going to look? It's going to look where amino acids are readily available. So if you're consuming a lot of protein on chest days, that means that you have a lot of amino acids readily available in your chest. So it will take amino acids, it will take away muscle, and it will use those amino acids to help rebuild, repair, and replenish your legs so that we can grow muscle on your legs. So yes, it is possible to take away muscle by taking away amino acids in certain areas of our body in order to replenish other areas of our body. So in order to counteract this, this is going to create some sort of imbalance in our body if this constant state is reoccurring. In order to counteract and counterbalance this, it is to make sure that you're intaking the correct amount of protein so that we have an available amino acid source in our body so that we can replenish, restore, and regrow muscles on an even distributed plane instead of not consuming protein after leg day and drawing amino acids from other parts of our body. So that is fractional growth of tissue. So now let's go over, hold on. Okay, yeah, so now let's go over fractional breakdown rate of muscle. Okay, so often, this is going to refer to more people that are cutting. So when we are cutting, we are in a caloric deficit, right? So we do not have enough calories to kickstart muscle growth. So usually when you're cutting, you are not building muscle unless you are a beginner. So when we are cutting, we need to be focused on maintaining and reducing the amount of muscle loss. Now, this is going to refer to the fractional breakdown of muscle. So this is why protein is important while we are cutting. So you need to make sure that you are consuming the correct amount of protein while you're cutting in order to reduce that risk of muscle loss as you are losing weight. So protein does two things: builds, replenishes, restores muscle tissue so that we can build new muscle tissue, and it also slows the breakdown of muscle tissue while we are in a caloric deficit state. So those are two more important things that I've written down. Now let's continue on with these notes. So how much protein do we need? All right, so people are often saying that you need to consume as much protein as possible in order to maximize the results of muscle building in your body. This is complete and utter bullshit. This is not true. If you are consuming more protein than you are any other macronutrient, then you are severely depriving the more important macronutrients for energy, which are carbs and fat, which is our main energy source. And if we don't have enough main energy source, then we are not fueling our body properly to have good workouts. So that amount of extra protein that you're taking in isn't really going to go to use because we're not having good workouts. Plus, like I mentioned before, if we have extra protein, it is also extra calories. Extra calories is going to be stored as fat in the body. So a good rule of thumb, and probably the best rule of thumb in order to support your function of protein use, so the enzymes, the hemoglobin, the stuff that I was talking about that we use protein and proteins are doing in our body, on top of that repair and slow down of breakdown in the body, is around 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you are consuming 1 gram of protein per your body weight, so if you're 195 pounds like me and you're consuming 195 pounds of protein, then you are adequately covering your functional basis for protein and your muscle growth and repair basis for protein. So 1 gram per body weight is all you need. No more, no less. Well, actually, if you're not working out, you can get by with probably taking in about half of your body weight and still functionally live completely fine. Okay, so how often to eat protein? So protein should be consumed every 3 hours, 5 hours at the latest, in order to optimize your muscle repair, optimize your muscle growth. So every 3 to 5 hours. And how much every 3 to 5 hours should you be consuming? Should you be consuming all 100% of your grams per day in one sitting? Absolutely fucking not. This needs to be spread over in time, because like I said before, if you are overeating any macronutrient at one time, it is going to be converted to fat. So a good rule of thumb that I created and that I pretty much use is every 3 to 5 hours, you should consume 20% of your total number in grams of protein. So if my number, which is 195 grams total, I should be consuming 20% of that, which is about roughly 35 to 40 grams of carbs in a sitting or a meal. Now, how many meals would I need in order to reach my 195 gram number? If you take that number, the 35 to 40, it's roughly 5 meals. So roughly about 5 meals, at each meal about 20% of your total gram number of protein daily. Okay, so types of protein. Where should you get your protein sources from? The main thing that you should be getting and focusing on getting in your protein from is animal sources. You should be getting it from chicken, from turkey, from beef, from fish, from birds, from any sort of animal product. This is where you're going to get your most amino acid, like the cleanest and best protein with the most amino acids. The most essential amino acids are going to come from animal proteins. So make sure, also eggs, egg whites, those are also great animal products too that are high in protein. So this is where you should be focusing on consuming the majority of your protein. So where do protein shakes fall in? When should you be taking protein shakes? The only 2 times that I could see a beneficial time to take a protein shake is 1, immediately after your workout. And what type should you be taking immediately after your workout? Whey protein should be the type that you are concerned with taking immediately after your workout. Why whey? Because it is the fastest absorbing protein, meaning that your muscles will suck up that whey protein the fastest out of any other source of protein. So this is extremely important, since the window for stuffing our muscles with amino acids and proteins post-workout is very small. It's important to get that protein in fast. So whey protein is definitely a good supplement to use in combination with some sort of high glycemic carb, which is some sort of simple sugar, which you can see more of in the previous video. So a combination of that whey with a high glycemic carb is a great post-workout meal in order to fill your muscles with amino acids quickly as you can before that window closes. Okay, so what's the other time of the day that I was talking about? I'm talking about right before bed. You need to be consuming some sort of protein. Now, if you can't get that source from an animal source or some sort of animal product, then casein protein is also a good protein to take in before you go to sleep. Why casein? Casein is a slower releasing protein, meaning that it will be steadily released into your muscles for use of repair and bodily functions while you are sleeping, because clearly you are not eating while you're sleeping. So you want to maximize and have that protein take the longest amount of time so that it holds you over before you have breakfast, before you're hopefully having breakfast in the morning. So that pretty much sums up the whole video I wanted to talk about protein. I hope that you guys learned a lot. My name is Chad Molyneux. This is the Chad Molyneux Fitness YouTube channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, give it a share, hit that subscribe button. And also, guys, if you want to join the Team CMF family and get trained by me, get customized workouts and customized nutrition plans, click that link in the bio and see what I offer you. So I'll see you guys on Friday.